Hi everyone and welcome to Positively Kimmie. I am Kimmie. If you are new here, welcome. This is a safe space. And if you're one of my returning subscribers and my besties, hi guys, how are you? I hope you're all having an amazing day. Welcome to Ozempic Friday, where I tell you how I'm doing, I show you how to use the injection, and I give you any side effects I'm having. And today we need to talk. Okay, so that's what this video is going to be about. We need to talk, and I'm going to first give myself the injection. So Ozempic, Monjaro, and Wegovy are all type 2 diabetic medications for anyone whose A1C is elevated, and it's one of the side effects of this is that it helps you to lose weight. So a lot of people are using this to help them lose weight who aren't type 2 diabetic. I believe Wegovy is not for type 2 diabetics, but just for someone who just wants to specifically lose weight. And there was an issue with my doctor last week. I was supposed to go up to 4 milligrams, and he wrote the prescription. Instead of writing 4 milligrams every week for 4 weeks, he wrote 1 milligram every week for 4 weeks, equaling the 4 milligrams. So that was the confusion with that. So I've been on the 1 milligram. I have not noticed a difference, but we'll get into all that in a minute. First, I'm going to show you how to use this in case you're new to my channel. Ozempic has to be refrigerated. So about 15 to 20 minutes before you use it, you're going to take it out of the refrigerator, and it has to be clear, not cloudy. So you have to see through that. Can you see my eyeball? Okay, so you have to be able to see through it. First thing we're going to do is clean off the spot, and I'm going to use my upper arm on the opposite side. Excuse this, I have CRPS and it's a flare today, but I used the other arm last week, and I wanted to stay away from my stomach again this week. So I'm going to do it down here where the fatty part is, and you're going to clean off the whole area because you don't know exactly where the injection is going, and you just want to make sure it's sterilized. So that's what we're doing now. And that's nice and clean. You're going to let it dry for a minute, and while you're letting it dry, you're grabbing this packet that comes in with it that has the needles. This is week 11 that I am starting. Last week was week 10, and I decided I was going to take my measurements at week 12, so that's why I'm not doing my measurements today. You're going to take this off, and you have to be very careful because there's a needle poking out of it, and hopefully you can see the needle, see the tip of the needle. It's a very fine needle. You're going to take this and you're going to screw it on to your Ozempic. Keep this up away from there. You take off the top, and you're not going to throw it in the garbage because you're going to need that later. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your Ozempic, look in the window, and you're going to crank that to your dose. I am on 1 milligram. And that's how you do that. You're going to take off this piece. Now there is a needle there. You can see it a little bit. And you have to be very, very careful because you don't want to stick a spot that doesn't belong. You're going to put this in the spot that you cleaned. It does not hurt. You're going to press the button. Wait to hear the clicking stop. You're going to leave it in for about 6 to 10 full seconds later. Take it off. And then you're going to pull it out. And that's the end of your shot. You don't need to think about it. You don't need to do anything. That's as easy as it is to take it. You're going to take the one cap and place it over the needle because we have to dispose of it. Be careful that you don't pinch yourself with that. And then you put the other top on it. You're going to unscrew it. And then you're going to properly dispose of it because there is a needle still inside there, and you don't want yourself or anyone else to be able to prick themselves with it. Put the top back on it, put it in the box, and you're good for another week. And that is as simple as it is to take Ozempic. Now, Ozempic, Monjaro, and Wegovy have different dosing type things. But once you take it, you just sit around and forget about it. If you have like an allergic reaction where you have to go to a hospital, go right away. Like if you feel your throat closing or anything like that. Obviously, this is my 11th week. I haven't had that. Some of the side effects you can get with this medication is you can become nauseous, vomiting, bad poop, bad constipation. You can become more anxious. It can cause panic attacks, mental fogginess. I also have not experienced most of those symptoms, and just exhaustion. That one I've experienced, and I've also experienced the extreme constipation and the explosive poop. So you have to be aware that these are some of the side effects. Whether or not you can choose to put up with them, that's on you. I know they haven't been bad for me, and I have a lot of GI issues. So for me, the explosive poop, I don't mind that. It comes out, but when you have to go to the bathroom, you got to go to the bathroom. So don't ever think it's just gas. Go to the bathroom regardless. You'd rather do that than have an accident. The constipation is real, so they might be able to put you on a laxative, or you can take Senecot, a stool softener, something like that to help you out with that, or use an enema if you're at the point where you're extremely constipated. But check with your doctor before you do any of those things. And obviously your doctor is going to give you the OZEMPIC monjaro or Wegovy, so they're not going to know you're on it. And if you call them and say, listen, I'm experiencing any one of these symptoms, there's something they can do to help you, or you have to choose to stop using the product, and that is your decision. Okay, so I'm going to give you my stats, and then we're going to talk. And I'm not blaming anybody for this, because everything I do is my decision. But I want to talk about people who sabotage somebody who's on weight loss or trying to lose weight. So I gained 1 pound. I went from 205 to 206. I was hoping to be out of the 200s this week, but that was not in the cards for me just yet. But it will be, and I know that. And I know it was just Valentine's Day, and no, I had one piece of chocolate. That was it. But there are people who will try, when they see you start losing weight and see you feeling better and looking better about yourself, they're going to try and sabotage your efforts. And I've been coming across that a lot lately, and I want to speak to you about it, because you might notice yourself being the one that is being sabotaged, or being the saboteur, whatever. But you might be the one doing the sabotaging. So we want to talk about that. Now, my ex-husband is my caregiver because I'm on disability and I have a lot of medical issues, and it's hard for me to do a lot of things. Exercising is something I have not been able to do, and I've lost all this weight without any exercise so far. I've been drinking my water. I've been eating my cucumbers and tomatoes, but I have him coming around bringing me 3 packs of, let's say, butter crunch or chocolate chip cookies or something like that. And yes, it's not his fault if I choose to eat that, but I'd rather not have it around. There are also other people in my life that once I'm finished with my cucumber and tomato, which I love, I absolutely love it, they will sit there and order a pizza. Pizza is my downfall. Pizza is my comfort food. Pizza is my love language. I love pizza. And whether I'm hungry or not, they'll say, do you want a slice? And it will be like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And I'll be like, yeah, let me just have a slice. I'm looking for something to pick on because I don't sleep that well. And that's something that's easy. And no, it is not their fault that they're buying these items because I don't have to eat them. But this week was very hard for me to say no to a lot of things. And I was I was given hot chocolate for breakfast 3 days this week. They brought over cookies, mounds and mounds of cookies, and they are my favorite. So I took a bite and I was like, I'm good with the bite. Girl, we weren't good with 1 bite. We were good with 2 whole cookies, and the cookies were like this big. They were from 7-Eleven. So I knew I was going to put on some weight. I'm glad it was only a pound, because I was really doing very well before that. And then you had Valentine's Day, which I hope you all had an amazing Valentine's Day. And my grandson came over and gave me flowers, and there were chocolates here, and it's just something easier to pick on. And I didn't have to go in the refrigerator to get my cucumbers and tomatoes, and everybody else was eating all this stuff. So why not? Why do I have to deprive myself? The reason I have to deprive myself sometimes is because I don't know when to stop. And even on Ozempic, you will get that full feeling, and your body says, no, I don't need this. No, I don't want this. Sorry. But everybody else is doing it, so I'm going to do it. And I know that's not an excuse, but it's very hard to say no when you see the cake's out, the cookies are out, the chocolate is out. It was just very overwhelming. So I know I am accepting responsibility. It was no one's fault but my own. But do you have people in your life that kind of self-sabotage when they see you doing better? Because I'm finding that I haven't been able to go under the 200-pound mark, and I've noticed since I've been this close to it, 5 to 6 pounds away, that it's becoming more frequent. Like they would prefer me to stay at this weight rather than go under the 200-pound mark and be proud of myself. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I hope that this resonates with somebody, and know that, yes, it's your choice to say no. No, nobody is forcing a GUN to my head to do these things, or to eat this food, or to eat poorly, or make poor choices. But it was right here, and I would prefer it not to be, and I would prefer people to stop thinking, oh, well, you're looking better, you know, you don't have to worry about it. We can tell you've lost weight. You're looking better from behind and stuff like that. Yeah, but I want to look even better, and I want to feel better, and I want my A1C to go down, and the chocolate and the cookies and the cupcakes and all that stuff is not conducive to my health to begin with. And I've been eating so healthy that it's frustrating for me to know that I chose to mess up this badly. And it's only 1 pound, but in my head, I chose to mess up this badly because it just happened to be what was easiest, what was around. And at 1, 2 in the morning when I'm not sleeping, you want something sweet. You know, before, what I would do if I wanted something sweet is I would have yogurt or, you know, something like that. And if I wanted something salty or crunchy, I had my cucumbers, my tomatoes. You know, I have my little ways of coping with things, and this was just not conducive to my weight loss, my A1C, my diabetes, none of it. So with that being said, I gained a pound this week, so I went from 205 to 206. I'm going to be more careful. I have asked everyone to please not bring these things over to me. I don't know that they're going to listen, but I am going to make the choice that if they leave these things in my room, which they have, I'm going to take them and I'll put them in the kitchen so everybody can snack on it except for me. You know, and if I was able to just do one of something, that would be fine, but I wouldn't be this weight if I could do one of something, you know. So that's kind of the way this week had went. Anyway, I'll do my measurements next week. I hope to be under the 200-pound mark or right around the 200-pound mark next week. I'm going to try, now that the weather is getting warmer in New York anyway. We're supposed to have a snowstorm as I'm saying this on Saturday. But now that the weather is getting warmer, maybe I'll be able to go outside and try walking a little bit further than I have been, because I just go from room to room. So any walking I do is a plus. I'm going to try drinking more water, because I had a Diet Coke the other day and that just bothers my stomach. So I was just craving something other than, you know, water, or my water with the Crystal Light in it. So I needed the carbonation, and if I was, like I said, if I was able to stop, that would be perfectly fine, but I just couldn't. So I will hopefully have better news for you next week. I'm not giving up. I am not depressed about it. I am glad it was only 1 pound, and I'm going to do just great. And I'm going to try and take these people who bring me these things thinking they're doing something good for me, maybe. I mean, I'm sure they're not thinking, I don't know what they're thinking. That's the whole thing. They just keep telling me, oh, well, you look good, you can have one is fine. I'm not that type of girl. It would be like someone who's an alcoholic. You can't have one drink. You would just keep having drinks, from what I understand. So hopefully you're not the one doing it. And hopefully if you are the one who's trying to lose weight and you have these people in your life, you can give me suggestions on how to handle it. I would really appreciate it. With that being said, be happy, be healthy, be blessed, and most of all, be positively you, because there's no one else quite like you, and that makes me so incredibly happy. You guys rock. Love you.